Hello and welcome to Ostercrack Season 4 Episode 12. In the last episode we built a lot of decorational stuff in the non-infested area, and in this episode I actually want to almost finish the non-infested area. So without further ado, let's go straight into the episode. Since the last episode and this episode I actually had a little test stream where we named this good boy here. He's now called Megadog, since a viewer wanted to name him this way. So, there you go. Oh, you are such a good boy. Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? Yeah, and we raided some nether bastions, where we had a good amount of loot. So, I actually only wanted Pickstep, but, you know, these are all some viables, and we actually got Pickstep, which is pretty nice. So we got that going. If you have missed the live stream, you can find it on my channel. One thing that bothered me for way too long are these blocks below the deep slate elements. I really need to change that to deep slate bricks, because these random blocks are just looking messy. So let me go ahead and finish those up, because it's going to drive me insane if I don't do it. So let's get cracking on that one. Ah, this is so much better. But this way we don't get things done, so let's speed it up. Let's go! Okay, there we go. That was quite a good progress for that short amount of time. And while I'm planting the seeds here to have a nice field, let me explain why there's coming water out of the mountain randomly. That is actually melting water from the snow cap from the mountain. So the villagers utilized that there's melting water and use this water to, like, well, things that you use water for. Basically. So this is quite nice. When the crops are grown, this will be a nice field. But I also want to add some trees here to make it really looking quite nice up above here. Since I want a really nice cut between the infested area and the non-infested area. So the non-infested area has to look pretty pretty. And I think these flowers and greens will help a lot by that. So while I keep adding some stuff here and there, also a tree maybe here, and I will also add a lot of other stuff, but then we also have to build a little more to get this really going. So let's see what is the next project over here. The next project has been found. It is this wall that just randomly ends. So we want to have the wall going around the whole town, and we can't have that here. So we want this wall to connect over here, having such a corner, something like that. So let me go ahead and add that. And when I'm done with this, I'm gonna show you a little overview of all that we've done now to this area. So let's hit that. seems like my base B is still in place. Glad to have you here, base B. Okay, so however, I'm pretty happy with how the upper level there turned out, but I also saw that we still need to do something here. So I guess we have to make the wall a little bit longer and make the city enclosed to the fullest. And for that I want to add a wall at least on the lower side here. The upper side is something I will do another time because that will take a lot of time. So let's head into another time lapse and build a little wall down here. Let's go! There we have our wall and a gate. It is the same gate design we have on the other side, but I actually messed up the time-lapse again since this is dark oak and I used spruce. So once again I messed up a time-lapse, and once again I can ask you, did you notice that I messed up the design? So let me fix this real quick. Alrighty, the mess up has been fixed and now we have a proper dark oak gateway like the other one. So the next thing I want to do is over here to get the clean cut on this side too between the infested and the non-infested area. So let me see how this works out. I decided to just let the lava flow to the side over here to the wall, and actually let me remove these blocks here. Yeah, that looks better. So yeah, on this side the wall also got burned and burned up to the top. So we have the clean cut between the infested side and the non-infested side. Yeah, so by that we can almost complete our non-infested side. But while building that I had a good idea for a little build over here. So in the infested area. And before I want to finish the non-infested area, let's build up a little thing down here and hit the time lapse once again. Man, there are many time lapses in this video. We now have an infested stable on this side of the gateway. Isn't that a cool thing? And while I was building this, another member of the Ostercrack SMP, Mandrock, had the idea to bring in some skelly horses for the infested stable. So I already have them here, but I will still show you how we got them over from Mandrock's place. Roll that clip. So this build belongs to my buddy Mandrock, and he had the awesome idea to add skeleton horses to the infested stable, and he also happened to have already 8 skelly horses. So we all know how this is going. Let's get them over. Don't mind me casually riding a skelly horse over the bedrock roof in the nether, and also Man, fresh animations is so cool on horses. And here we have a wild mandrop in his natural habitat, riding a skelly horse over the bedrock roof in the nether, while jumping like a maniac. He's also riding the last skelly horse we need for the stable. Thank you for that, buddy. And there are all of the 4 scaly horses in the stable now. Man, that looks so awesome. That was such a great idea. Thank you so much once again, Nandrock, for having the idea and giving me the scaly horses. Such a great addition, I love it. And while I go up here and add a little bit more of details from the skulk veins, I want to give you guys a little overview of all the new build I have done here. So enjoy this replay footage with some shaders. I already said it several times in this video, but boy, I really love how this turned out. Look at it with shaders. All the infested buildings are so cool. And before we start doing the rest of the infested side, I want to add one more building to the non-infested area. So I show you what I have in mind for that. In this area that was flattened in an earlier episode by magical YouTube powers, I want to add a non-infested stable, and it's getting dark, so we need to sleep. Yeah, a non-infested stable, so we have stables on both sides of the gates, and I also need to make interiors. But that is for another episode. Now we get to sleep, and after that I will go into another time lapse to build another stable over in that area. And what? The stable is already done. Why? And it is raining. Why is it raining? It is always raining. Yeah, well, there are already horses in there too. So I guess you don't get another time lapse. Am I lucky, or are you now lucky to not having endure another time lapse? Well, so the non-infested side is now done. Nice. We have done a whole lot of building in this episode, and by that we were able to finish the non-infested side of the town. I will continue to add little things like flowers and stones all over the place, but for now I'm going to wrap up this episode. In the next one we are going to make more progress on the infested side. I really want to get this base finished now. I hope you enjoyed this time-lapse filled episode. If you did, a like would be really appreciated. I hope you all having a mega day, and until next time, bye bye!